Being off-grid, it's not simple as people could think. You just put your energy and your time into stuff that really matters for you. When I decided to start this project, this place was a jungle basically. So I arrived there and I saw this beautiful cliff on top of the mountain, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna build a house there. And that's where the fun began. It's just like, how do you bring material on top of this mountain? And then my friend came with like this material elevator idea, which we built in like 2 days. But basically it was the trail first, and then the material elevator, and then cleaning the rock, removing some trees that was like right in the middle of the place. But I wanted to keep it wild as possible. I got friends that helped for the frame. It took 3 years because just bringing materials is super long. There's no road. You bring everything by four-wheeler with a small trailer, and you carry everything by hands. The total cost of this place is $65,000 Canadian dollar. That includes the purchase of the land, the solar system, and everything. I've been living here with my girlfriend since 1 year. I think it's the best thing that could have ever happened, because living here sometime alone could be long. And also it's always better to share a place with the person that you love. This cabin is 18 by 22 feet with like a front wall which is 20 feet tall and the back wall is 12 feet tall. But it's small, it's not super big, but like because it's made high, then we have more space. There's basically 2 lofts. One loft is more like a living room. The other loft is my bed. The main level is pretty cool, like it's really functional. The stove is in the middle, so like the heat is well distributed. It's not so big, so it's pretty efficient. You sit there, have a coffee and look at your fire. There's nothing better than this. Kitchen is small, but basically everything you need is in there. A simple van cooking top, which is propane. And like the propane that I can bring here, because we're remote in the wilderness, it's the normal propane tank that you can get for your barbecue, and you last 3 months with this. So it's like basically $10 for 3 months. There's no toilet inside because I don't like composting toilet inside, so I have like an outside toilet, but the bathroom is a real bathroom, just a bath. There's a mechanical room where I have like my treatment for the water system, also my hot water heater, and the place also where I store my batteries for the solar. This house is solar powered. I got 1300 watts, 4 big 550 amp hour batteries, deep cycle, so I'm running on a 12 volt system here. And my fridge is a 110 volt fridge, but I'm gonna change for a 12 volt one because like you can really save on electricity. 2 things that take a lot of power is while I'm editing video and my satellite for internet. Those are basically the 2 things that you really need, like 110. I have a backup system, which is a generator, so sometimes during winter or like the months where it's just clouds, you start it 1 hour during the morning or 1 hour at night, and then you're good. Being off-grid, it's always like surprise after surprise, because every place is different and every place have like its own sort of challenge, own environment, and like everyone is different. You can talk about stuff and people are gonna have good ideas, but nobody got like the right supreme formula of being off-grid. Everyone is kind of struggling at some point because you try stuff, didn't work, so you try something else, it works, so you're like, okay, I'll stay with this. There's always place for creativity. And that's a cool thing about being off-grid, I think. The biggest challenge here is the water management. There's no well, because like try to bring a truck to dig a well here, you're gonna have fun. So what I did is like simply I use what is all around me, so the rain. I got 3 tanks, 1000 liter each, which are plug in series. So one is full, there's an overflow that go into like the second tanks, and there's another overflow into the third tanks, and that's about it. Like you wait for the rain and then you fill your tank and you just take care of not using too much water. I'm not really drinking the rainwater. Sometimes I do my coffee with, never had any problem. I can get my drinkable water from a spring. Basically the rain go into the gutter, which there's a first filter is a simple like metal tray with holes in it. Then the first tank is placed on the second floor, because during winter like you heat and then the heat go up, and then you want your water to not freeze, because sometimes you're not there for a while and then you just do a fire or you ask a neighbor to go, and like it keeps the water warm. And my other tanks are in a shed outside, which are always full, and it's really long to freeze like 1000 liters. But I got fans which are pushing air from like the second floor to the shed, and then like there's another fan that is pushing air into the cabin, so there's like an air circulation like this. I insulated this place with pink insulation, it's R20 and the walls. Then I put the layer of foam, which I spray foam all around, so maybe I'm hitting like R32 on the walls and R36 on the ceiling. And the floor is pink also insulation. So this place, it takes like 1 hour to heat, and then you're gone stay for a while with a simple fire. Winter here are really nice because it's cozy, but you need to like snowshoeing and bring your food with a backpack. When people are like, but the trail is long, but no, take your apartment to the subway to your work is basically this, but you are in the forest and it's pretty nice. During winter, for example, I wake up in the morning, I'm gonna start my coffee on the stove, and then I'll go outside and just shovel the solar panel so I can get electricity. So it's just simple stuff like this that you have to do, but it's kind of fun actually. During summer it's different. During summer you wake up, you do your coffee, because coffee is important, but it's different. So you try to not wake up super late, because in a way it's hot, and so you go outside and like water all the plants. There's always stuff to do. Why I decided to build a place instead of like going to the bank and just ask for a mortgage, just like my father always complained about like having a mortgage all my life. So I was like, if there's something that I really don't want, is a mortgage. So with the job that I have, I'm freelancer, I can take some times off and just build my home place. And that's a thing that I don't have before much, because I was working, and then someday I stopped working. I was kind of lost, so I said, I'm gonna build a house. I wanted a more sustainable lifestyle also. I think it's sad what is happening right now. It's like we're not really like grounded with the nature, and like we think because we have the resources it's infinite, but we basically going into a wall like super fast. And like I wanted to have the experience of maybe if there's something happening, we're gonna know how to grow our own food. Also, you learn a lot about yourself while you're building a place like this, because you're like, okay, I use not much electricity finally, or I'm really good with water. One thing I really like about living here is being surrounded by nature. It's really cool to actually see the plants growing all around you and the trees. This lifestyle is definitely what I really want to do all my life until I can't walk the mountain anymore. Or if I find another place, because I would really like a farm.
Please share this video if you liked it. Also be sure to subscribe to Exploring Alternatives and check out our playlists for more stories like this. Thanks for watching.
What is electricity for? 12 volt for the wind. As we are off-grid, I order internet with birds.